Found out we are both Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like uber nerds,
Yes.
which I love. So were you always like a Spike fan, or were you Angel all the way?
No, definitely Spike.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like anybody who changes character on you after you sleep with them. Like all of a sudden now you don't want to talk to me anymore. You're not a nice guy anymore. Clearly, I know what you're about.
Oh, that's all. I never would have thought about it that way, but
that's really what happened, right?
100%.
She finally, and then all of a sudden now and at least Spike, he was bad always, and he got better with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
and
I
he
think
was just good looking.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
excited
fun.
for the reboot because I'm like, he still has like maintained it.
Yeah.
Like he still looks good.
Yeah.
Like,
And, I think the only season I didn't like is when they did the musical and stuff. I think they can leave all that out.
Yeah.
I don't need my vampire slayers breaking out into song and a kickball change, jazz hands.
especially because you're like, he's so hardcore, and then he's like singing about. I'm like,
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome.
I love that I'm not the only one that has this little obsession. So Tammy Pescatelli going to be at Comedy Works. Today's Real Funny Friend. And one of the cool things, too, is she's going to be there all weekend, including Mother's Day. There's a 3 p.m. show. I know a lot of moms, they were saying, like, they just kind of want some time away to do something fun, and to laugh is, I think, the best thing in medicine for moms.
Yeah, you can come with your friends. You can come have brunch. You can come over and laugh, enjoy yourself, have a couple cocktails, take a car service home, enjoy it, take a little break. One of the things I was just saying is that a lot of women on Mother's Day want to be away from their kids. It's so ridiculous.
Because every other day you're like, constantly they're like basically nestled on your back with baby Bjorn. Like otherwise,
yes.
You're just like, I just kind of want to go and enjoy some free time. But the cool thing about a 3 o'clock show is you can still go home and put the kids to bed.
That's right. They're all fine, and you'll be fine, and you could go to bed early too. Because at some point, like, listen to me, I go to bed before it's time to take my night meds. If I'm off of work, so definitely,
I do it all the same. It's hard in the summertime because with the light, like the changing in the light, it's like bright outside. I'm like, I need to go to sleep.
Well, I need that because otherwise, I'm actually doing a bunch of cruises through Alaska this summer, and I'm like, people are, how are you going to sleep? I'll find a way. Trust me. Listen, I've been running around like a crazy person. I'll sleep sitting up if I have to.
Right? I think that's a mom superpower. That and smell for some reason. I don't understand why we can smell everything. I don't think that we need that anymore, but it's a weird thing.
Well, for me, it's just always, I've only been a mom my son is 17. For me, it wasn't a goal in life. I love him. It's amazing that it happened. I didn't know I wasn't planning. I didn't even want to get married. I used to catch a bouquet at weddings and throw it back because I didn't want the problems.
Ew. Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a survival instinct that I've always had no matter what. So you think maybe it's a mom thing, but maybe it's just that, hey, I watch a lot of true crime. I was just trying to stay alive at truck stops.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Especially as much as you travel, that would be, because I know those are I love those forensic files. Like those, I get sucked into the rabbit hole, and I'm like, this really just makes me a little more uncomfortable, especially when you have kids, because you're like, you're never going anywhere without me.
Anywhere. Yeah. The funniest part about it is all that stuff was happening when we were kids, but nobody cared about us. Literally, you weren't even allowed back in the house in the summertime. Yeah. They would make you be gone all day. So that meant if you got kidnapped at 8:32, no one looked for you until 5:30 when it was time for dinner and your father got home. They could have had a whole lead up.
Oh, yeah. 1000%. Also, Mother's Day weekend, a nice thing that you could be watching is Nonnas. It's on Netflix, just dropped. And so that was so it's a project with you, Vince Vaughn, Susan Sarandon. Like, I love Vince Vaughn. Like, he's got that dry sense of humor that is
He's fantastic.
Very smart.
I have a very, very, very small part in this huge film. It's Vince Vaughn, Susan Sarandon, Lorraine Bracco, Talia Shire, Joe Manganiello, Drea De Matteo. So very many amazing Brenda Vaccaro people in it. So I was happy. I just had a real small part, and then Vince, being Vince, tossed me an ad lib because he loves comedians, and we went back and forth, and they expanded my part.
I love it.
And it's still small when it gets to screen, but compared to Linda Cardinelli, like I'm sitting next to this Academy Award winner. Like, you know, I mean, this is insane. I'm a girl from the neighborhood. So it's Nonnas, which is the Italian word for grandmother, and it just dropped today, Friday on. I love it.
And Netflix. Obviously, Di Fiore is my last name, so we're very Italian.
You got it.
I was going to say, we're going to be watching that this weekend for sure. Super excited for you. Is that something that you want to get more into too? Is like doing more films and parts?
Yeah, well, I've always wanted to. They just didn't cast me.
Right.
And I find out, like, in the past couple of years, I've done a lot of work. I did there's a movie called That's Amore that I'm the lead on, that's on Netflix, or I'm sorry, it's on Amazon, and there's a whole bunch of movies that I've done. So I'm hoping that now that I'm older and they know what to do with me. You have to remember back when I started comedy, there weren't a lot of women, maybe 20 tops.
Yep.
And then you could only do one thing. You couldn't be a comedian and in transition to being an actress. It was a really hard thing unless you were a Rosie or a Whoopi Goldberg, you know?
And I feel there's a lot more like girl power, women power in Hollywood right now because there are so many funny women that are doing movies and producing them and like writing a script and writing a story for them.
But it does not trickled. It has not went up to the OGs who broke the mold. And we didn't just make a path. We built the roads. You know, they haven't, there's been no respect or honor for the older generation. So it's really, it's a hard fight. I'm so excited. Jessica Curson is a good friend of mine. She's got a new special on Hulu. I love to see, she's an OG. I love to see that happening for her.
See, and I love that women supporting women because there's so many that try to like, you know, especially in your industry, like try to bring others down just to make themselves look better. And I don't think we do that as much anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't think that we did it purposefully. It was an industry that was set up where if I was on the show, there were no other women. So there wouldn't have been another woman. So you were just trying to take care of you. It wasn't that you had anything against the other woman, but that naturally breeds a little contempt because you're going. So we had to fight it. We had to become friends with each other when we saw each other to make sure that we supported. I have some really amazing friends that are comedians. Bonnie McFarlane, hysterical comedian. You know, Leanne Morgan, who's getting a new show on Netflix. Like, there's just so many really funny women of my generation that people have passed over because now it's okay to be a female comic, but they only are taking the young ones.
You got to take me to a girls' night. Like, I feel like that's just what has to happen. Like, we have to have a girls' night.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Because I want to go sit in a room with a bunch of female comics and I'll just be a fly on the wall. I'll be the server. I don't care. I'll bartend at your house. I will do whatever.
Well, it would be good. I don't get to see them very much, but when we do, you know what happens is you have that long phone call. A real friend you don't have to talk to every week. You just have to have that one phone call that lasts a little bit longer than normal, and you're all good.
Yep. We always make plans. We're like, okay, we're going to do this. And then we're just busy for 3 years, 4 years. And then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm not that type of friend. I'm a 3 a.m. friend. Call me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I will show up with a shovel and bail money, no questions asked.
Yep. Whose car are we taking, right?
Yeah.
I don't care. We can take my car. That's fine. Tammy Pescatelli, make sure you check her out on Nonnas. Nonnas. There we go. I'm like, I can't even say it today. It's a Friday.
That's all right because it's a lot of na. Catch me. I'll be on Shana Na. It doesn't matter.
You mean what I know, right? But definitely catch her at Comedy Works. She's going to be in Denver, and the Mother Show at 3 p.m. on Sunday. That's going to be super fun. And we hope you have a happy Mother's Day. From us to you, you're doing a good job. Those kids are just bad. They probably get it from their dad.